going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So we are continuing off my Rocky review series leading up to Creed 3, from Rocky 2 to Rocky 5. This is actually going to be the first time that I watch any of these films, and it's going to be a very interesting watch. So in Rocky 2, we are seeing Rocky struggle with his family life after his fumble with Apollo Creed. He is having a tough time trying to get a job. He doesn't feel like he's doing enough to provide for Adrian after getting married and expecting their first kid. But in a weak act, he decides to accept Apollo Creed's offer in a rematch for the heavyweight title. This movie absolutely had everything that was special about the first Rocky and added a little bit into it. The performance by Sylvester Stallone in this film alone absolutely adds everything to this franchise. He is absolutely fantastic as Rocky, and this is the first time in the Rocky series that he is stepping behind the director's chair and directing the film, and he absolutely knocked it out of the park, especially when it came down to the boxing match towards the end. But what this movie does great is not only keep it small and contained, but it also adds a little bit more to these characters. It doesn't go bigger, it doesn't go flashier. It really does keep it small and contained, and keeping Rocky's nature of where he came from and not really accepting the fame and fortune that comes from his fights, and just wanting to be able to stay where he is with Adrian. His love for Adrian is there, and you see that throughout the entire film, especially when it comes down to making ends meet. Adrian wants to go back to work at the pet store so they're able to keep afloat. Rocky is having trouble getting jobs, especially when it comes to being a headliner or making commercials. Having some people give him all this fame and fortune even though he lost, and really in an embarrassing way because he is known to be a great fighter. But when it comes down to going back and not being able to find ends meet, losing his job and working for Mickey at the gym, you do see the way that he feels. He feels like the weight is on his shoulders and he's not able to do as much as he wanted. He doesn't want to go back to being a loan shark. He just wants to move forward on his own terms. He wants to be able to be the man that provides for Adrian, and I absolutely love that about this movie, is the fact that it doesn't go flashier, it doesn't go bigger, it doesn't go better. It is a little bit better than the first film, but what this movie does well is just keep it small, contained. You have those small elements here and there, especially when it comes to Polly trying to help Rocky, maybe giving him a loan and Rocky just refusing that. It does show how humble Rocky is and not wanting to have a handout. He wants to do this on his own so he can prove that he is worthy of it, and that is what makes this film very small and contained, is just the fact that it keeps on its roots from the first film and you don't lose a beat. The chemistry between Rocky and Adrian is there. You feel it from beginning to end, and especially when it comes to the fight between Rocky and Apollo Creed in this movie, you feel every single blow. You see the tension, the way that the choreography goes, the way they're throwing blows at each other is fantastic. You don't get to see a more of Apollo Creed in this movie. You get to see a little bit more of him in this movie, but you kind of want to see a little bit more of that feud between Rocky and Apollo, because it's just a one-sided feud. Apollo is the one that wants this fight. Rocky wants none of it. He just wants to be able to live his life the way he wants to live his life. He wants to get away from the fight. He doesn't want to fight anymore just in case he loses his vision. And you see that in Mickey. Mickey is the one trying to defend him, not wanting to take this fight, and just in case he does loses his vision. You see that protective side of Mickey, even though sometimes he is a bit of a hard ass on Rocky. You see the love that he has for Rocky and not wanting to have him have this fight. He wants to make sure that Rocky is safe and he is able to be living. And just the way that this movie ends is absolutely fantastic. You feel the intensity towards the final match and you don't know what's going to happen. I absolutely think that a lot of this movie is great. There are a couple of moments where the pacing of this movie kind of draws out just a little bit, but every single time that Rocky is on screen, you're just attached to him. You see the loving side of him, the caring side, the protective side, and that's all you want from this character. That is what makes this character even more relatable, is the fact that it doesn't matter how big or how small you are, you're able to look up to this character and see that you are worthy of the fight. And that is what I took away from this movie, because you see a lot of that in this movie, and it just works on a great effect. But overall, I would highly recommend that you guys check out Rocky 2, mostly because it does have some great valuable lessons about not forgetting where you came from. It definitely has those moments of levity and great humor. You feel the love between these two. I think Talia Shire is fantastic as Adrian. The performances are fantastic, and the direction by Sylvester Stallone in this movie is absolutely on point, and it absolutely does feel like magic. But those are my thoughts on Rocky 2. Have you guys checked it out? Did you like it? Did you not? Go ahead and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you like this video, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on more. Click that bell notification so you get notified every single time that a video pops up. And we'll catch you guys on the flip side.